Hi, I'm Stephanie Jaworski of joyedbaking.com. Today we're going to make pumpkin muffins. These muffins are really moist and flavorful, and they contain a lot of healthy ingredients. We're going to use, of course, pumpkin, but they also use buttermilk, and we're using oil instead of butter, which cuts down on the saturated fat. And then we're also using whole wheat flour instead of white all-purpose flour, and wheat bran and raisins. They're really good. So we'll start. Preheat our oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 200 degrees Celsius. And then line your muffin pan with paper liners or spray them with a non-stick spray. And then we're going to start with the wet ingredients. So we need 2 large eggs and have those at room temperature. And then I'm just going to gently whisk that to break it all up. Again, these are muffins are quick bread, so we're not using the electric mixer. We're just doing everything by hand. And then to that, I'm going to add a half a cup, which is about 120 milliliters of a flavorless oil. You can use a corn oil, vegetable, canola, or even a safflower oil. And then a half a cup, 120 milliliters of buttermilk. If you don't have buttermilk, you could also use just a plain yogurt. And 1 cup, 240 milliliters of pure pumpkin puree. And make sure when you buy the pumpkin, it doesn't have any spices added, just a plain pumpkin. If you want to make your own using fresh pumpkins, I do have tell you in the head note how to do that. But I just tend to, the pumpkin that you buy in the cans is really excellent. So you don't have to think that, oh, I'm using a canned product, it's not as good as fresh, but because I really find it's good quality. So we're just going to whisk all that together. Really smell the pumpkin in the kitchen. So that's done. So then for the dry ingredients, we're using 3/4 of a cup, which is about 95 grams of whole wheat flour. Now, whole wheat flour gives a real nutty flavor to the muffins. If you're not used to whole wheat flour, you don't have it in the house, you could use just 3/4 of a cup of white all-purpose flour, or you could use half whole wheat and half white, your choice. And then to that, I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup of unprocessed wheat bran. And that's the outer layers, the shell of the wheat kernel. It gives the muffins really nice earthy flavor. Now, if you're not familiar with wheat bran, you can just find it, I just normally find it on the baking aisle, the grocery store, or, I mean, most grocery stores now have that health food section. You can usually find it there, or of course, health food stores have it. And then to that, I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup, 150 grams of white granulated sugar. And then we need 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and then 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And of course, ground cinnamon always goes good with pumpkin. So 1.5 teaspoons of ground cinnamon and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I like to use a kosher salt for this. And then we're just going to whisk all that together. And I'm going to add about a cup, just about 140 grams of dark raisins. You could use golden raisins. You could even use like dried cranberries or cherries. You could replace it with nuts if you would prefer that. And then I'm just going to add the wet ingredients to the dry. And stir it together. Simple enough. You don't have to feel guilty about eating one of these muffins, because they're very healthy for us. Okay, and that's it. So you can use 2 spoons, or I like to use one of these ice cream scoops. Just divide the batter as evenly as you can. Okay, so just into the oven 18 to 20 minutes, or until a toothpick inserted into the center of one comes out clean. Okay, our pumpkin muffins are now done. As you can see, they've risen nicely, beautiful golden brown, and a toothpick inserted into the center of one of the muffins will come out clean. So just let them cool for at least 10 minutes. And as always, muffins are always best, I think, freshly made. But you can cover and store these for a few days at room temperature. So until next time, I'm Stephanie Jaworski of joybaking.com.